Do you truly show your cat affection every day? You probably believe you do. But here's what most people never find out. A large portion of the ways we express love to our cats don't actually register with them at all. In fact, certain habits you repeat daily, thinking you're being a caring owner, might actually be creating distance between you and your cat. These 7 simple things take under a minute each. But once you make them a habit, your cat won't just feel comfortable around you, they'll genuinely bond with you. Let's begin with the one mistake almost everyone makes. 1. Speak to your cat in a warm, gentle tone. Have you noticed how your voice shifts the instant you address your cat? That soft, elevated, slightly silly pitch you'd never use around colleagues? Most people feel a little self-conscious about it. But science actually supports doing it even more. A 2022 study from the University of Paris discovered that cats can distinguish between their owner's voice and a stranger's, but only when the owner used that gentle, higher-pitched tone. When owners spoke in their regular voice, cats barely responded. The moment they switched to that tender, exaggerated tone, however, their cats perked up, turned toward them, and even moved closer. Your cat isn't just registering sound, they're identifying you. And that only happens when you speak to them the way you'd address someone you truly care about. So each day, whenever you walk by your cat, feed them, or catch them watching you from across the room, say something. The words don't matter. What matters is the tone. Soft, warm, calm. That voice communicates, "You're safe with me," in a way nothing else can. 2. A 3-second look that makes your cat feel secure. Have you ever caught your cat gazing at you and then slowly shutting their eyes? Most people assume the cat is simply drowsy. That's not what's happening. That slow blink is one of the most deliberate signals a cat can send, and it's directed right at you. In a 2020 study from the University of Sussex, researchers found that when owners slow blinked at their cats, the cats were far more likely to slow blink in return and even walk toward them. Cats also responded to slow blinks from strangers, but the connection was strongest with their owners. That one tiny gesture literally shifted how the cat perceived the person in front of them. No treat. No toy. No physical contact. Just 3 seconds of eye contact followed by a gentle, intentional blink, and your cat reads it as, "I'm not a threat. I care about you." Here's what makes this a game changer. Most of us stare at our cats not realizing that in feline language, sustained direct eye contact without blinking is actually a form of confrontation. So every time you hold eye contact with your cat and don't slow blink, you may be sending the complete opposite of what you intend. Make it part of your daily routine. Every morning, every evening, whenever your cat meets your gaze, let your eyelids drop slowly and hold for just a moment. When they blink back, that's your cat communicating, "I trust you completely." 3. Most owners unknowingly bore their cats. Have you ever waved a toy in front of your cat only for them to stare blankly like you were wasting their time? That's not your cat being uninterested. That's your cat being completely unstimulated, and it's happening in countless homes every day. Here's what most people overlook. Cats are instinctive hunters. Their brains are wired to stalk, pursue, pounce, and capture. That sequence is essential to them. But when you move a toy back and forth in the same spot at the same speed, you're skipping every stage that makes play feel authentic to a cat. The key is making the toy behave like real prey. Pull it away from your cat rather than toward them. Let it disappear around a corner. Make it pause, then suddenly dart. Use unpredictable, irregular bursts of movement. When your cat crouches low and their pupils dilate, that's when you've tapped into something primal. And here's what rarely gets mentioned. A cat that experiences a genuine hunt each day doesn't just stay physically healthy. They become calmer, more affectionate, and more connected to the person who provides that experience. You become the source of something their instincts have always craved. That's not just entertainment. That's love in a language your cat was born understanding. 5 to 10 minutes a day is enough, but those minutes have to feel real. Don't shake the toy mindlessly. Move it like something worth catching. Your cat's behavior will reflect the difference. 4. Simply sit near your cat and observe what unfolds. What if the most meaningful thing you could do for your cat every day required no effort at all? Most owners assume bonding means petting, playing, or offering treats. So when they settle onto the couch while their cat is across the room, they feel like nothing is happening. But something significant is unfolding. Your cat is watching. And the fact that you're present without making any demands speaks more powerfully than any reward could. In nature, cats only rest near others they completely trust. Unlike dogs, they don't cuddle to show affection. They share space, and that quiet coexistence is one of the deepest connections cats form with each other. When you sit near your cat without reaching for them, without calling their name, without pushing for interaction, you're communicating, "I need nothing from you. I'm simply here." To a cat, that means everything. If you do this consistently, you'll begin to notice a gradual shift. At first your cat may keep their distance. But slowly, that gap narrows. They'll move into the same room, then onto the same couch, then right alongside you. Not because you asked, because they chose. And in a cat's world, being chosen is the greatest expression of love there is. Tomorrow, try it. Sit down, read, scroll, do whatever you'd normally do. Simply let your cat exist near you without any pressure. What follows might genuinely surprise you. 5. Do this before you ever touch your cat. Be honest, how do you greet your cat when you enter a room? Do you simply reach down and start petting them? If so, you've been skipping a step your cat has been waiting for you to learn. Cats don't experience the world primarily through sight. They experience it through scent. Every interaction begins with their nose. When two bonded cats greet one another, they don't just approach and start grooming. They first touch noses, a small but meaningful exchange of scent that essentially says, "I recognize you. You're safe." When you skip this and immediately go for the head scratch, it's comparable, from your cat's perspective, to someone you barely know walking up and embracing you without any warning. It's not harmful, but it's startling. Over time, it trains your cat to pull away rather than lean in. Here's the habit to build. Every time you're about to pet your cat, extend one finger first. Hold it a few inches from their nose and let them approach. Let them sniff. Let them process. When they press their face into your hand or rub their cheek against your finger, that's your signal. That's your cat saying, "Go ahead. I'm ready." This takes 2 seconds. But those 2 seconds completely transform how your cat experiences your touch. You shift from someone who pets them to someone who asks permission first. Cats never forget the ones who ask first. 6. Stop waking your sleeping cat. Can you honestly say you've never scooped up your sleeping cat just because they looked irresistible in that moment? We've all been there. They're curled up perfectly, looking completely at peace, and something in your brain insists you must hold them immediately. But what feels like affection to you registers as something very different to your cat. Cats sleep between 12 and 16 hours daily, not out of laziness, but because sleep is how their body recovers, manages stress, and regulates their nervous system. Deep sleep in particular is when your cat is at their most vulnerable. Their guard is fully down. Their muscles are relaxed. They chose that spot because they felt secure enough to fully let go. Now consider what happens when you interrupt that. Your cat is in their most unguarded state and suddenly they're being lifted off the ground with no warning. Their heart rate surges. Their claws extend. And even if they relax in your arms moments later, something has registered. That spot isn't quite as safe as they believed. Do this repeatedly and you'll notice something subtle. Your cat begins sleeping in harder to reach places. Under the bed. On top of shelves. Behind furniture. They're not being distant. They're protecting their rest from the one person who keeps disrupting it. The habit here is the most straightforward one on this list. When your cat is asleep, walk past them. 7. One spot on their body changes everything. When cats who are deeply bonded groom one another, a behavior called allogrooming, they don't focus just anywhere. They concentrate almost entirely on one specific area, the base of the head, right between and just behind the ears. This is the one spot a cat can never groom on their own. The only way they ever receive attention there is from someone they trust completely. That's what makes this location unlike any other. The belly is a vulnerable zone. The chin feels pleasant, but the area between and behind the ears is reserved. It's family territory only. When a bonded cat grooms this spot, it releases oxytocin in both animals, not just the one being groomed. Both of them. It's a neurological bond that signals, We belong to one another. Here's what most owners don't realize: you can activate the same response. Each day, take a few moments to gently stroke that area between your cat's ears using your fingertips. Don't scratch. Don't press hard. Use soft, slow, steady strokes, the same rhythm another cat's tongue would naturally follow. Watch what happens. Your cat's eyes will drift shut. Their body will visibly soften. Their purr will shift into something quieter and deeper than what you hear during a standard petting session. That's not just comfort. That's your cat's brain releasing the same chemical it would release with a bonded family member. That's not coincidence. That's connection.